What's up, Holley? I've got the cab raised on this beautiful rig here. Done the truck 3, needing TLC. Alright, let me show what's happening with Holley. I'll put you down for a minute right here, and I'll climb up on the. Don't fall down. I gotta climb up on the deck plate so I can give you guys a good shot. Alright, let's see if you'll hang on there for a second while I get up there. Still with me? I'm up here on the deck plate right now, so I can give you guys a bit of a close-up and an in-depth look. Alright, so there's the back of the Holley right there. Right there. And that's the secondary section. So what happened was, we got it all buttoned up. Some cowboy came over here and lent me a hand putting it on, and we had a good day doing that. Give you a top view here. This is just the air intake that leads into the top of the carburetor. So we put it on there, and we fired it up, and instantly we heard the truck running just beautiful. And then luckily some cowboy was here keeping an eye on things, and he said, "Oh, we got a leak. Just shut it down." So I shut it down, but the first thing we noticed was it was running so nice. Okay, so we sprung some leaks, a couple of leaks. I'll show you where from. So we got a leak here at the fuel inlet. And then, remember I said I was going to come back around and snug up some stuff? Well, I forgot to snug up the primary pump screws. So they were slightly loose. I don't think you can see that down in there. Let me see if I can point down there to you. There's the arm that controls it. So they were loose. So we said, okay, fine, we got to pull it back off. So we pulled it back off and tightened all them up. Good to go. And then, let's see if I'm missing any details. Put it back on, tightened everything up, started it, and it just sounded like the truck gulped down a big piece of styrofoam and basically just cut out. So something happened between that 20 seconds of it just running beautiful and sounding like a sewing machine. And then the restart, and it just completely just choked out. So something happened. So we did some mucking around. You know how you do. You look at different things and you figure this and you figure that. And we just figured, well, it's just got to be coincidence. We lost spark at that very moment. So I was thinking it over, and I thought to myself, well, I haven't changed the coil in about 15 years. And so I pulled the coil off this morning, which was in here. I took that off this morning, and I went and got a new one today. So I got a new coil, and then I've also got that set of spark plugs. But I took one of them out. I took one out today out of the engine, and it doesn't match up with the ones they sold me. So now I have to take those back and exchange those. So what I'll do is tomorrow morning I will put the new coil in, and then I'll do some errands in the middle of the day, and then tomorrow afternoon I'll try giving it a kick again and see what happens. And take it from there. If she fires up, I'll still go and exchange them plugs anyway and switch those plugs out, because the plugs are fairly old too, you know, probably at least 10 years old. You know, I just wish I had a pressure washer though, you know. I'm tired of all, see how dirty it is? Man, I wish I could just pressure wash all this stuff and get it clean. And I'm not worried about a bit of rust here and there, but just get everything clean, you know. But you can see it's got an Allison transmission, automatic transmission. I drained all that out because of the water. It was full of water, remember? This one takes 19 liters of fluid. Now, an Australian liter is different from a US liter. I don't know how they've, what the deal is with all that, but yeah, an Australian liter is about the size of a quart, whereas a US liter, isn't that about the size of a gallon? I don't know, it's confusing me. But anyway, this transmission takes 19 liters, 19 Australian liters of transmission fluid. So it's going to take forever to fill that up down through that dipstick right there. So that'll be another thing. And then also I'll show you something else about that while I'm here talking about the subject. Let me get down here. Oh! And I'll see if I can give you... I have to drop. Oh, there it is. I'm looking in the wrong spot. I have to drop the pan on the transmission, because what I'm doing is just giving it a bit of time for just everything to get down in the bottom of the pan. Then I pull the pan off and clean that up. And then that should be good to go. Should be nothing but clean transmission fluid after that. So like I said, this is air over hydraulics. Don't know how it works exactly. You can see there's the reservoirs for the brake fluid. But it takes .4, not .3. .4 fluid, which used to be called gurling fluid. You can see it right, I think you can see it right there on top of the, yeah, gurling fluid. I don't know if that's an Australian term or, but yeah, so that's what happened with the Holley so far. The Holley story. And this is a V8. See, it says international. You can kind of see the ER there. International. V8 International gasoline motor. I think it's a 392 cubic inch. So that's the update on the Holley. What's happening, Holley? Damn, it was so hot yesterday, guys. And the day before was hot. But yesterday was extremely hot. I mean, it was so damn hot that Pico Red put their heads underneath that building over there. See where the siding comes down? Oh, look at that. They're starting to get with the camera now. They're getting curious. Anyway, it was so damn hot they put their heads underneath that building. And we said to each other, man, this ain't good. Because we were trying to work. It was in the middle of the day, so. And the UVs were just, I don't know, they just seemed unbelievable. Hey, they said a few words. You're getting used to the camera, huh? Good deal. Okay, guys. That's it until another update. I did do some cleaning on the Touchdown 100. And that's basically prepped to start work on that engine. I cleaned up one side of it pretty good and the side we're going to start on. And then we can take it from there. But I won't film it until I actually start working on the truck, because that way I can just the cab will already be up and I can show you guys what I'm up to. So here's the air compressor on this one. So this has a parking brake. Yeah, it's a different system. So this single can right there, that's the parking brake. So they say, when they say air over hydraulics, I don't know if that means, I don't know. I don't know if that means air is pushing the fluid through the lines, or it's got a big dryer there. See in the front there, air dryer. And then the fireman had somebody rig up this system. And you can see it's got water hoses connected to each side. Now this was to like if they were crossing a little grass fire or driving through a brush fire or whatever, this would I don't know how it works. You can see a hose runs from the bottom of it to what looks like the radiator, but I don't know how that works. And so they would see the hose, one of the hoses is there. But anyway, if they drove through a grass fire that was on fire, they would spray water under the truck to stop the truck from catching on fire. So it's a pretty awesome thing they set up, but yeah, like I said, I got no idea how that works. It would take some figuring. Okay. Also, I decided if something does go wrong with that secondary system, all I got to do is pull the air intake off, and then I can take that rear bowl and metering block off, and look at all that without taking the whole carburetor off, like I had to do for the primary. So that's good also. All right, guys, catch up with you soon.